So we'll just go ahead and jump right into today's topics. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are getting into some things. Excuse my band-aid. Cold weather, fingers be cracking. And I say that we are getting into some things. We are getting into some things that are very important to me and things that I have actually made a priority this year. When I say priority, I mean something that I am taking very serious and something that I'm working on every day, whether that's in the slightest way or the largest way. That priority being mental health. Now, I do want to make a quick disclaimer. I'm not getting super deep, but I am getting pretty transparent. We're going to touch on some topics that may be sensitive for you all. Don't think I set you up or anything like that. Like I was saying, that priority is mental health. I have always wanted to focus on my mental health, but no, I did not take the proper steps in order to prioritize it. Just because I didn't prioritize it didn't mean that I didn't know that it was a problem. With the new year, I did make a vision board and I will show you guys parts of it so that you can all see kind of where I'm coming from when I'm talking about mental health. On that vision board, you will see different things that I am doing to cater to my mental health. Oftentimes, people will refer to their mental health as experiencing lows or highs in their life. I will use that terminology throughout the video just for easier understanding and clarity. I personally have lost people battling with mental health, people that were very close to me, people that were very young. So this is a sensitive topic, but it's something that does need to be discussed. Losing those people, there definitely is a small voice, not small, very loud actually. But there is a voice in my head that is always telling me that I could have done something different or should have done something different. Thinking back on the situations, of course, I would assume that I am just overthinking. A lot of people do not realize that overthinking does cause psychological stress. I didn't know it, but through educating myself and learning more about mental health, I never thought of it like that, but that's a really good point. Throughout this video, I'm going to break down mental health and what I've learned on my journey thus far. So why is mental health so important? Why is mental health not so important? That's the question that I challenge you all to think about. Mental health alters our everyday life. It encompasses how we act, how we think, and most importantly, how we feel. It determines how we react in situations, the type of relationships that we allow into our life, the choices we make. There are a lot of factors that actually contribute to our mental health that we probably do not even think about. Some of those factors can be family, personal trauma, experiences, physical health. And let's be real, anyone can be affected by mental health. There are some who are more vulnerable depending on circumstances. Mental health should be talked about more. It drives me insane thinking about how people just brush it under the rug and act like, oh, okay. And then they go on about their life. It's like, what do you mean? It's far from okay. There's a social stigma around mental health and everyone wants to be hush hush, but it's a pressing issue and people really need to learn more about it. Education will always be key. I want to start this conversation out with a quote that I heard Jeremy Pope talk about in an interview. If you do not know who Jeremy Pope is, he is an actor. Lately, I've been watching videos and, learning about other people's experiences and how they kind of cope with mental health problems and things like that. And when I saw that, it made so much sense to me. So I'm actually going to look at the quote because I don't want to quote him wrong. So during his interview, he shared a conversation that he had with his therapist. He basically said that he hated when he had lows because when he was low, he was really low. When he had his highs were very high. He said that he wanted to be in control. He wanted to be somewhere in the middle. His therapist said to him, when you look at a heart monitor, it fluctuates. It goes up and down. Whenever it is in the middle or becomes a balance, it flatlines. Moral of the story, life can put you in a high, in a low, at any given time. That quote really resonated with me for so many different reasons. Personally, I've had moments in my life where I felt just absolutely broken, defeated, lost, weak. In those times, I always try to give myself a reality check. I think about others who are in worse situations, family members who have been in worse situations, things that I feel like are worse than what I feel like I'm going through, because I never want to try to take away from someone else's situation. That doesn't mean my feelings aren't valid, you know, and it's like I almost invalidate my own feelings because I don't want to feel like it's all about me. It shouldn't be like that. Your feelings are valid, whether or not you feel like it's the end of the world, whether or not someone thinks that what you feel like is the end of the world, it's not the end of the world. Those are still valid feelings and they should be taken serious. There should be someone who's there providing you with the support that you need in order to overcome that feeling. The best response that I feel in those situations is talking to someone who is supportive, who's actually providing me with their full attention and is focused on trying to help me through the problem. I find that to be the most effective and soothing way to help me cope with my mental health problems. So when we're thinking about mental health, we think about what causes it. There are so many different things that can cause it, but we don't talk about it, right? It's just, no one talks about it. Most of us can probably agree that stress plays a pretty big factor in our mental health. Stress is definitely a starting point, and it can lead to anxiety and depression in the long run, for sure. When I think about it, I feel like my brain is more in control of my body than my body being in control of my brain more. That's just how I think about it. This year I focused on ways that I can reduce my stress, and I found it in several different ways. The main way that I have been focused on is through self-care. Absolutely. There are so many different ways that you can self-care. I think as long as you're making time for your self-care moments, then you are in a good position than most, because a lot of people don't think about simple things as being self-care. Me drinking this naked, although it is filled with sugar, that's part of my self-care. This is something that I enjoy. You all catch my drift? That makes sense? Another way that I have really focused on self-care through is exercise. Our bodies have its own way of combating stress and pain. That way is through endorphins. Endorphins are natural pain relievers and they act on opiate receptors in the brain. Endorphins are released during moments such as exercising, eating chocolate, engagement. Yes, I am referring to the 3-letter word that we participated. I'm not gonna say the word for, YouTube purposes. I will refer to that word as engagement. Other ways are through meditating, laughing, anything that brings you joy or happiness. Easier way to remember it, endorphins equals euphoric feeling. So as I stated, exercise is the main way that I combat my stress levels. But there are different ways that you can exercise, mentally and physically. We're gonna actually talk about physically first, since that's what I've been doing. I just wanna share my experience and what I've been doing and how I've been feeling. As we all know, there are many benefits of exercising, such as weight management, reducing health risks, strengthening your muscles, but also your bones, strengthening your mood, self-confidence. It helps you relax and it lowers your symptoms of depression and anxiety. Some of you may view exercising as stressful in itself because some exercises can be strenuous, but not all have to be strenuous. I will say that it does become more enjoyable the more that you do it. If you guys don't know, I am in the Air Force, and fitness is a huge part of being in the military. Some would beg to differ, but it should be. You should be wanting to do it anyways. Exercising does require work, just like anything else worth having. If you want to see results, whether that is like physical changes, mood changes, you do have to put in the work. It requires effort. So the amount of effort that you put in is the amount of results that you will receive. You're probably thinking, well, what exercises don't require a whole lot of work? Walking, jogging, maybe jogging, but walking. Let's talk about walking. A lot of people, see people walking and they're like, that's not doing anything. And I'm like, well, actually it is. Not everyone walks to lose weight. Some people walk because they actually enjoy it. It allows them to release stress. Not every exercise has to mirror the next person's. Do what you're comfortable with. Do what you feel like you should be doing and that's it. Walking is a physical exercise. No, it's not as rigorous as weightlifting. We get it. But it's still an exercise physically. I personally enjoy Pilates, and shout out to, if you watched Netflix, yes, I watched Love is Blind, I did. Pilates Body Raven, check her out on Instagram. That's one of the people I enjoy watching. Now I'm like obsessed with Pilates, and I just feel so free when I'm doing it. I feel like I'm benefiting in so many different ways. I love it, and so that's my exercise of choice. And I also like to run, and I've seen so many physical changes as well as mental changes, and it's been a journey. It definitely has, and I like where I'm at on my journey. Any physical exercise improves your body in some sort of way. It improves blood flow, which goes back to your brain. And what do you find in your brain? Endorphins. Going back to those endorphins, that euphoric feeling, that's where those are created and released. You're catering to all of it when you're exercising. Exercising does require consistency. So in order to make sure that you are being consistent, you want to maybe make a schedule. These are just things that I have seen, and I just want to give it all to you guys because, like I said, I need to be talking about things that are important to me. Whether or not I feel like people are gonna listen, that's one thing, but yeah. Going back to that consistency key of exercise, when you are exercising, most of the time we are using repetitive motions. We are repeating exercises. You should be anyways. When you are focusing on those exercises, you are more in tune with what? Physically, your body, correct. You are more in tune with your body than your brain. Your brain is creating those thoughts, which is what? Manifesting into stress. So when you are not focused on your brain so much, and more so your body, you are not, y'all catch what I'm saying? You are eliminating those stress levels that you were creating with your thoughts in your brain. Makes sense? Shifting a little bit from the physical exercises, I would like to talk about the mental exercises that are also available and very beneficial if you wish to utilize those. Mental exercises can reduce stress, and they can also reduce mental symptoms. Like I said earlier, your body has a response to any and everything, whether or not you recognize it for what it is. Some of the symptoms I am referring to include worrying, irritability, hostility, anger, insomnia. Whether or not you choose to recognize it at the time, your body is still reacting. Some of those responses that your body may give off include sweating, definitely sweating, dry mouth, a pounding pulse, elevated heart rate, all of those. We know what our body feels like when we're under stressful situations. So what are some of those mental exercises that we can use? Conversations. There are conversations that can be had. You can have a conversation with anyone. Obviously, you would want to have it with a supportive ear. And when I say supportive ear, someone who's actually actively, listening and guiding you and giving you valuable information. Even if they're not giving you advice, they're actually listening to what you're saying instead of just, man, I wish this person would shut up so I can tell them about my life, That's what I'm referring to. Anyone can be your supportive ear, whether it's your best friend, your significant other, your chaplain, your mentor, therapist, counselor, anyone. The second exercise is meditation. You can meditate. Yoga, that's the most commonly known form of meditating. During yoga, we are focusing on comfortability and breathing. A lot of people think Pilates and yoga is the same. It's not. Yoga is much more lax than Pilates. Do a Pilates workout and yoga, and then come back and tell me. I took yoga in college as an elective, and I just remembered oh, okay, that's what we're doing. And what I saw is yoga's really focused on breathing, clearing the mind, and just really becoming in tune with your body. You do want to achieve a relaxed mental state, which you could in Pilates as well. I do, but if we're just really talking about tit for tat, this is where we're at. I didn't mean to rhyme. During yoga, you do often close your eyes as a way to block out everything, out any thoughts, anything, right? You can also have a mantra during this time. A lot of people do. You can repeat your mantra. You can say it out loud. You can say it quietly, whatever you prefer. And then just, I guess it could be an exercise, but just a tip as a way to release some thoughts and things like that if you don't prefer talking to someone all the time, is gonna be through journaling. I love journal. I love journaling, and I'm telling you, I have journals like everywhere. I can show you right now. So y'all be thinking I'm lying. I have like journals on deck, consistently journaling, writing my thoughts, feelings, emotions, everything. Okay, so get you a journal and write all those thoughts and feelings down, because sometimes you just don't feel like talking, which is fine, but maybe write everything that you're feeling down and then come back to it later. That's what I feel is appropriate sometimes, because sometimes you just don't have words. You don't have the energy to tell everyone how you're feeling. You just want to write it, right? You don't want all that feedback. Journaling is great too. I'm not gonna sit here and talk all day, night, whatever. But I did want to discuss those topics because like I said, this is something that's very important to me. Mental health is absolutely 100% important, and it should be focused on more. If anyone needs advice, words of encouragement, anything, I'm here. Hit me up on Instagram. I respond. I'm not like that. All in all, just stay consistent. All of the things that I just mentioned to you are fairly easy to do. We're not gonna follow that schedule to the T. That's absolutely fine. But just stay consistent with knowing what you want and how you want to get to what you want. Everything has a journey. Just stay steadfast in it. I wanna go back to the quote that I started out with. The lows will be low, the highs will be high. We don't so much want that balance. We don't want a flat line. What we want is that control. We want to be able to navigate through those highs, through those lows. Through the exercises that I mentioned in this video, I do believe that you will find clarity. With that consistency, you will find relaxation, exhilaration, energy, self-confidence, self-esteem, all of that, which will improve your anxiety and depression. With whatever exercise that you choose, whatever exercise that you currently choose, what? Yikes! With whatever exercise that you are currently doing, let me know. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions, recommendations, whatever, advice. If whatever you are using, whatever I told you that you are using, share it with someone else. Help someone else, educate someone like I did, hopefully, for some of you. The mental health journey is long. It's difficult. It's not in any way, shape, form easy. But there are some ways to help recover. There are ways to heal. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, it is a big shift from some of my other content. I get it. But I feel like this is such an important topic, and I'm here to discuss it. If you enjoyed today's video, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my vision board. All right. Okay, guys, so hi. So this is my vision board. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok, I'm gonna go ahead and put my TikTok name right here, and you guys need to go follow me, period. Because I showed you guys the transformation and I actually made the vision board. That vision board I made last year, terrible. But this one, we elevated into new heights, and this is what we have. So I have the little 2023 saying, and then up here in the left corner, we're talking about, well, oh, wait a minute. Is it not focusing? Up here we have all of our like wellness water. We have fruits and vegetables. We have coffee. Coffee is really not that great for you, but y'all, yeah. And then we have another aesthetically pleasing photo of coffee. Yeah, I'm that person. Then we have more fruits and vegetables. This is actually food from Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. I am going to eat there this year. Yes, follow me on Instagram, y'all. Y'all will see when I do. Then I have just butterfly, love butterflies. Then I have supplements over here, love supplements. I have Marilyn Monroe, love Marilyn. And then I have a quote, do something today that your future self will thank you for. And then down here I have workout. And then this is actually a really cool photo. This woman is actually pouring into herself. So she's got a pot. So like we're pouring, you know, health, wellness, everything into ourselves. We're making ourselves priorities. Then I have some artwork because I like to draw, I dabble, you know, I do a little something. Then right here we have Juice WRLD. Absolutely love Juice WRLD's music, and he is an advocate for mental health. So yeah. Sunflower's favorite flower. Self-care isn't selfish. Prioritize you, boo. Good vibes only. Pop Smoke, just like him. So I just wanted to focus on the left side because that's like all my wellness and things like that, and things that I am going to achieve this year. I just wanted to show you guys my vision board. That is all of the things that I'm wishing to achieve this year. So yeah, tell me if you guys have anything that I have on my vision board on yours. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video.